I'm Aneta Margraf-Druc and I'm working for Leiden University from over 3 years. I'm a graphic designer in the Astronomy and Society group. The main goal of my work is creating beautiful and effective designs for astronomical projects aimed at children, teenagers and adults. The audience of my projects are people not necessarily familiar with astronomy as well as astronomy experts. Today's presentation will show you how important visual approaches to communicating astronomy with the public are. Over the years, the changing reality around us, the standards of social life and the development of societies give graphic design still more and more importance. It affects the shaping of social awareness and concerns a very wide area of communication between people. It's difficult to overestimate the role of graphic design. It accompanies us in every area of life, also in the communication of astronomy with the public. Astronomy focuses on many areas that require multidisciplinary skills to understand them. Communicating astronomy knowledge with people who are not scientists or at least passionate about the subject requires appropriate communication skills and materials. This is where graphic design is indispensable. The main goal of the Astronomy and Society group is astronomical and STEAM topics communication with general public. However, how can we do it efficiently and effectively? The easiest way to reach society these days is through social media. Their role in astronomical communication, especially in reaching people outside the circle of scientists, is inappreciable. Do you know that 35% of entire human population uses social media? In 2012, daily social media usage of internet users worldwide amounted to 1 hour 30 minutes per day. In 2020, it was already 2 hours 25 minutes. The main assumption of social media is to enable all participants to dialogue and interact. Social media is a tool with a huge range of influence. They give the opportunity to promote events, anniversaries, allow you to reach new audiences and combine the existing ones. In the case of astronomical communication, thanks to social media, we have the opportunity to build astronomical awareness and transfer knowledge. In addition, we are expanding the group of astronomy fans and we are also one of the sources of information for engineers and scientists. According to research, we spend the most time every day on following social networks. As you can see, Facebook, Instagram and YouTube are still winning. Looking at this data, it would be a pity not to use the potential of social media, especially in a present pandemic time. However, there is an overload of information online for people to navigate through. How to keep the user's attention? Focus their eyes on the content and make it as attractive as the new advertisement of smartwatch? I'm happy to tell you about a few ways. First of all, design is thinking. You should make a good analysis of the brief. A good project won't be created without this important step. After that, you can decide about the way of communication. You can create a good project using illustrations, typography, photos, or other visual elements. Choose your way of communication and use it consistently. Don't forget about a good composition, readability, and attractive colors, which will be invaluable, especially when you want to interest young people. Tailoring the visual identity to target audience is very important. For adults, you can choose modern layouts. In the color palette, you can use 1 or 2 vivid colors that will work well with other more neutral colors, which will be a background for them. When you are designing more formal projects, you can consider using a more classic layout and balanced colors. Illustrations and doodles will be a good way to communicate with the children. Be creative. Sky is the limit. Keep your information to a minimum. You have only a few seconds to interest the users and get your main message across. Now, I want to show you social media banners I have designed. They inform about upcoming astronomical events in a simple and clear way. Some of them are for kids, some for adults, and researchers, and you can recognize the difference between them for sure. In my projects, I'm usually inspired by the universe. I use colors referring to the images of space, galaxies, because I believe that simple message can really have a lot of impact. Graphic design has a very important role in the elements supporting the teaching and dissemination of knowledge about astronomy, but it also carries a lot of responsibility. First of all, it has to convey knowledge in an appropriate way, and the graphic designer needs to strike a balance between what he or she likes visually and what the project should look like to be accurate, because the most important thing is that the end result is consistent with the science and facts. Of course, projects should be attractive and tailored to appropriate target group. They should focus the viewer's attention, interest, amuse, or intrigue them. The choice of colors, typography, techniques, layout, and other elements determine the quality of the project. Each project requires an individual approach, appropriate research, and analyze the content. I need to know who I'm designing for to decide what means of expression to use. In my projects, I try to simplify complex elements, which makes understanding the content easier. Often moderation and simplicity can help the audience to absorb the knowledge better, especially in a complex fields such as astronomy. A clearly illustrated message is the base of communication. Excess information, content that is too long, complicated film or elaborate instructions will discourage your audience. If you want to spread knowledge about astronomy, you have to find a method how to explain its principles in a simple way and show the beauty of the science. I'm a proof that a person not related to astronomy, only an enthusiast, can do it. This requires a lot of creativity and an open mind, which is a big challenge, because creativity is not something easy. It's a skill that, like any other, we have to develop. In communicating astronomy, it's very important to use the possibilities of modern technologies. We are using various graphic forms to promote STEAM and astronomical communication, such as banners, illustrations, posters and other prints, animations and GIFs. A new project is being developed. It needs a logo, so let's animate it. I think that an open mind is necessary to find a creative way to talk about astronomy. My task in working on astronomical project is an attempt to give a space to a flat image that the audience can see. I want each of my projects to look gentle and spatially, because for me, astronomy is an endless flowing beauty. As you can see, there are many ways that astronomical knowledge can be communicated to the public and various audiences. You can evaluate which one is the best in your opinion. Visual design is crucial for communicating effectively with your target audience, and with some simple tips, you can already reach your audience better. Use a simple message which has a lot of impact. So keep your information to a minimum and get your main message across. Simplify complex elements, which makes understanding the content easier. Try to use a vector simple shapes, combine them into a new elements and give them a new value. Be curious and creative. Be inspired by the universe, people, follow trends, and don't be afraid to combine styles. Tailor the visual identity to target audience. Customize style, colors, typography, and other visual elements to interest them. Communicating astronomy with the public is an amazing challenge. Check it out!